Something that I thought was asinine. It's automatic that he's going to be a head coach in the league next season. No, it isn't. And I'm going to tell you why. 6 seasons in Cleveland, 13 quarterbacks. Somewhere along the way, do I not get to look at you as a head coach and say, could you find somebody? Could you find anybody? I'll throw the names out for you. I got them right in front of me.
Okay.
Case Keenum, Nick Mullins, Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, P.J. Walker, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Jeff Driscoll, Jameis Winston, Bailey Zappi, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Okay, I get that it's a tough list. I understand that. But you're talking about 3 or 4 people in there that could help you look a little bit better than you looked. Excuse me. If you had kept Baker Mayfield, it might have happened. Hold on, wait a minute. You can say it's Kevin Stefanski. If you're telling me he has no say, if you're telling me a 2-time coach of the year is forced to be mute and have no impact whatsoever, I'm with you. But if he has a voice, then I got to look at him and say, well, damn it, how come these cats go in and out? I got to look at Deshaun Watson. We know what you were in Houston. We understand the distractions off the field. We get that part. But my God, the fall from grace on the field, how'd that happen? It was on your watch, meaning you were coaching them.
Kevin Stefanski has been relieved of his duties as head coach of the Cleveland Browns after 6 seasons with the team. The Browns announced the move Monday, saying results over the past 2 seasons did not meet expectations, despite praising Stefanski's leadership and character. Stefanski was hired in January of 2020 and quickly made history, leading Cleveland to its first playoff appearance since 2002 and its first playoff win in 26 years. He guided the Browns to 2 playoff appearances, 2 11-win seasons, and 1 AP NFL Coach of the Year honors twice in 2020 and 2023. Cleveland finished the 2025 season 5-12, and Stefanski leaves with a 45-56 record. The Browns say general manager Andrew Berry will lead the search for a new head coach as the team looks to rebuild around a young core. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily news briefs.
Ultimately, this decision is born from the fact that we've ultimately felt like we did not see enough progress in areas that were controllable, independent of certain game outcomes. Ultimately, this decision is born from the fact that we've ultimately felt like we did not see enough progress.
Wait, what? StephenASmith just dropped a bomb that has every Cleveland Browns fan either celebrating or having a complete meltdown right now. Kevin Stefanski, the 2-time coach of the year, the guy who was supposed to be untouchable in Cleveland, might actually be gone after this season. Let that sink in for a second. The man won coach of the year twice, and he's on the hot seat. How did we get here? More importantly, what does this mean for Deshaun Watson, the Browns' future, and the entire AFC North? Buckle up, because what I'm about to break down will change how you see this entire situation.
Coach, man, he gets competent quarterback play. He's a good head coach. He has just had a ridiculous run of all these kind of fill-in quarterbacks that have been the storyline for the past 2 or 3 years.
I'm sorry. I call BS on that.
Why?
And I'm going to tell you why. I'll give you a perfect example.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
Right? His quarterback goes down. Let's even go back a couple years ago. Jimmy Garoppolo goes down. Insert who? Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy goes down this year. Insert Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Did the offense take any type of hiccup? Stop.
You didn't even mention Trey Lance.
For sure.
Okay, but that offense didn't look good under Trey Lance. Mac Jones is an ex-first-round pick and a guy who's had a lot of success, not a lot of success, but success in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Okay, number one. Number two, it's as talented. You got one of the great players in the league in McCaffrey.
Right.
So, we're talking about different groups. Cleveland's offense, not nearly as talented as San Francisco's. But you put Baker Mayfield in that offense when they had some success, they go to the playoffs and win a playoff game. You put Joe Flacco in that offense, a veteran.
StephenASmith never holds back. And when he speaks, the sports world listens. His recent comments on First Take about Kevin Stefanski's job security have sent shockwaves through the NFL community, especially in Cleveland, where the Browns faithful have endured decades of disappointment, brief moments of hope, and crushing letdowns. The fact that Stefanski, who seemed like the answer to Cleveland's coaching carousel nightmare, is now facing serious questions about his future tells you everything you need to know about the current state of the Browns franchise. Let's rewind for context. Kevin Stefanski arrived in Cleveland in 2020 with a clear vision and immediate results. His first season saw the Browns make the playoffs and actually win a playoff game, something that felt like a miracle for a franchise that had been the laughingstock of the league for 2 decades. He won Coach of the Year that season. Then, despite numerous injuries and quarterback controversies in 2023, he somehow guided the Browns to another playoff appearance and won his second Coach of the Year award. 2 Coach of the Year awards in 4 seasons should guarantee job security for at least another decade, right? Wrong. The 2024 season has been an absolute disaster for Cleveland. The Deshaun Watson experiment, which cost the Browns 3 first-round picks and a fully guaranteed $230 million contract, has become one of the worst trades in NFL history. Watson has been injured, ineffective when healthy, and the offense under Stefanski has looked completely dysfunctional. The Browns are sitting near the bottom of the AFC standings, the offense ranks among the worst in the league, and the vibes around the organization are at an all-time low. The honeymoon period is officially over. StephenASmith's argument hinges on several key points that Browns fans need to understand. First, winning Coach of the Year awards means nothing if you can't sustain success. The NFL is a what have you done for me lately league, and lately, Stefanski's Browns have been unwatchable on offense. The defense, loaded with talent thanks to Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward and company, has kept games close, but the offense has been abysmal. When your defensive unit is constantly on the field because your offense can't stay on the field, eventually even the best defense breaks down. Second, the Deshaun Watson situation has become impossible to ignore. Yes, Watson came with baggage, and yes, he missed significant time dealing with his legal issues. But Stefanski was supposed to be the offensive genius who could unlock Watson's potential. Instead, we've seen a quarterback who looks lost, an offensive line that can't protect, and play calling that seems to make everything worse. Whether it's fair or not, Stefanski is being held accountable for the Watson disaster because he's the head coach and offensive play caller. The buck stops with him. Third, there's growing frustration within the Browns organization about the lack of offensive identity. What exactly is Kevin Stefanski's offense? Is it run-heavy? Is it play-action-based? Is it designed to get playmakers in space? Nobody seems to know, including the players. Reports have surfaced about veteran players questioning play calls, about communication breakdowns, and about a general sense that the offensive system is too complicated for its own good. When your offense ranks in the bottom 5 in scoring, yards per game, and third down conversions, those questions become legitimate criticism. But here's where it gets really interesting. Stephen A. also pointed out that ownership and the front office are in a tough spot. Jimmy Haslam, the Browns owner, has a history of being impatient with coaches. He's gone through coach after coach, always looking for the magic solution that will bring a championship to Cleveland. However, firing Stefanski after he won 2 Coach of the Year awards would be a PR nightmare and would make the Browns look even more dysfunctional than they already appear. It would also mean admitting that the Watson trade and contract were catastrophic mistakes that have set the franchise back years. The counterargument is equally compelling. Stefanski has dealt with an unprecedented number of injuries throughout his tenure. He's had to start multiple quarterbacks due to Watson's injuries and suspensions. The offensive line has been decimated by injuries. Key skill position players have missed significant time. How much of the offensive struggles are really his fault versus the result of circumstances beyond his control? Moreover, the defense has remained elite under his leadership, which suggests he's doing something right as a head coach, even if the offense is struggling. There's also the question of who would replace Stefanski if the Browns did decide to move on. The coaching carousel is unpredictable, and there's no guarantee that whoever comes next would be better. Cleveland has been down this road before, firing coaches, starting over, suffering through rebuilds, rinse and repeat. Would firing Stefanski just restart that cycle, or is it genuinely time for a fresh start with a new voice and vision? What makes this situation so fascinating is that it represents everything wrong with modern NFL culture. We live in an era where coaches win major awards and are still in the hot seat 2 years later, where organizations make massive all-in moves like the Watson trade and then panic when it doesn't work immediately, where patience is non-existent and every decision is made with desperation rather than long-term planning. The Browns are the perfect case study of a franchise that has tried everything and succeeded at nothing for decades. Stephen A. Smith's comments also raise broader questions about accountability in the NFL. Should Stefanski be held responsible for Deshaun Watson's decline? Should he take the fall for a trade he didn't make? Or should the front office that mortgaged the future for Watson be the ones facing consequences? These are uncomfortable questions without easy answers, but they're questions that Browns fans and the organization must confront as this season winds down. The reality is that the next few weeks will determine Stefanski's fate in Cleveland. If the Browns finish strong, show improvement offensively, and give fans reason for hope heading into the offseason, he might survive. If they continue to be embarrassing on national television and the offense remains a disaster, his days are numbered regardless of those Coach of the Year trophies sitting in his office. One thing is certain, Stephen A. Smith starting this conversation means it's a real conversation happening behind closed doors in Cleveland. Front offices don't leak this kind of speculation unless there's actual debate happening internally. The smoke is real, and where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Kevin Stefanski's seat isn't just warm anymore, it's scorching hot, and the temperature is only rising as each week passes without significant improvement. The Browns are at a crossroads, and whatever decision they make will shape the franchise for the next decade. Will they show patience and believe in continuity, or will they hit the reset button once again? Only time will tell.